Enjoy your session.
I told the morning session that Shamari Walker was a tough act to follow. I'm still feeling that way, even though I've gone through the presentation once, but what an impressive young man. So I hope the morning was a productive session for you, or the two sessions. My name is Kelly Hladek. I'm the Library Media Specialist here at Morton High School, and I'm also one of the district's technology liaisons. My session is called Blogging for Beginners. But I don't sell myself as a blogging expert. I just created my blog last fall for my Library Media Center and my book club, and I think I've learned enough to get others started. The biggest difference perhaps between me and you maybe are the number of hours that I've spent just getting to know Blogger and getting to know how to do things, create posts, add pictures, and what have you. So I'm with you. I identify with what Kristen talked about this morning when she said, you know, sometimes it requires taking a leap of faith with technology. So I'm guessing that you signed up to come to this session because blogging may have been something that you were thinking about trying, but you're really not quite sure. How difficult is it going to be? Do I want to put myself out there? Because, you know, once you publish, it's out there. You can always revise and edit and delete. But when you publish, it's shared with people. So sometimes you got to warm up to that idea. First of all, why blog? Why bother? All right, there are a variety of reasons why people are doing that. I just list a few here: sharing information, news, updates, documenting a process or a journey from start to finish, and having a record of that. Maybe you want to network or connect with others who are like-minded, who are doing some of the same things, other math teachers or parents of your students. Creating an awareness of an issue. For me, that issue would be reading and the importance of reading. And maybe encouraging the writing of others, namely in our shoes, perhaps our students, if you're interested in thinking about maybe having them do some blogging in your classroom. I call mine a beginner's blog too because it isn't really a year old yet, but I'm still learning, and I think I know enough to get you started. But I created my blog for pretty much all of those reasons that were on the previous slide. I call it a forum for recommending favorite books and authors, highlighting club activities for our book club, which I sponsor at school, and sharing Library Media Center news and information. So I'm trying to hit a lot of birds with a lot of stones through the blog. Over the course of the hour, you know, we'll be talking about our homepage and the blog layout, posting and editing, inserting images and captions to a blog, adding gadgets and blog maintenance and a little bit of sharing. This is a hands-on session. So the best place to start would be in your Google Drive. If you all could take a couple of seconds to go to your Google Drive homepage. Okay, I will go to mine as well. What I'm going to ask you to do in the hour is you're going to actually start a blog for yourself. I don't want you to panic. It isn't anything that has to be permanent. You can delete it as you're walking out the door kind of thing. But the best way to learn is to just sort of jump in and try. So the blog that you create today can be about anything. It can be about your favorite animal, your favorite color, your favorite sports team. It can be about your class. You know, I just want you to get a little creative and come up with an idea of something about which you can blog a little. We're going to create a blog. We're going to just do one little post. We're going to post one image. We're going to try and add one gadget so you kind of get a feel for the process and how it works. And then later on you can take that, if you haven't deleted it, and you can kind of massage it, make it pretty or what have you. Or you could start all over again with something new. So this is how my blog looks. You know, you kind of land on a blog homepage. This is the most recent entry that I put up. This is a template that I picked. It has a stack of books in the background. And you can personalize everything. There are templates you know, that you can select. You have freedom over what kind of layout. You know, if you want your column of gadgets down the right side or the left side you can select. And it just goes on and on from there. Okay, and you can also decide how many things you want posted at one time that somebody has to scroll down to. Lots of freedom to do things that you want to do to personalize your blog. Where to start? There are many platforms on which you can create a blog, many places that will host your blog for you, so to speak. I just list a few here. I started with Blogger, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. But I really recommend that you research and explore different platforms before you choose. I'm also hearing a lot of nice things about WordPress, which I may choose to explore in my second year of blogging. Because if you change your mind and you want to pick a different platform, there are ways to do that. So I have started out with Blogger. It's I find it very easy to use, and I think you will too once we kind of walk through some of these exercises together. If later on you click on that word platforms, you will be taken to a link to an article where somebody compares and contrasts the different platforms. It's from 2016, so it's a current article. And he will tell you a lot more about the different platforms that are available. So how do we start? We're just going to jump in. Okay, so I'm hoping everybody is on their Google Drive account homepage. I will go ahead and get to mine as well. All right, and I need you to go up to your what we call the waffle up here in the upper right-hand corner. And you're going to click on the waffle and a drop-down menu will drop down. You're going to click on More, and it drops down even further, and you're going to click on Even More on Google, and you'll be taken to a completely different page. Scroll all the way down to under Social, and you find Blogger right here. Okay? You click on Blogger, and if you don't already have an account, it will kind of ask you to create one, so it'll ask for your username. And I just suggest people use your first initial and last name. K Hladek would be mine. You don't have to put a lot of information out there.
I'm on here, but I can't.
How do you get to your Google Drive homepage? Is this an iPad?
Yeah, because I don't have my
iPad people in the room? Any iPad people in the room?
I probably have to get the app.
I'm just not sure how to find it quickly for you.
I don't even see the waffles. That would be great because my face was
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Rich.
Thanks, Rich. You're awesome.
Yeah, I just use that. I have my picture on it, so I just.
Okay, you should be at a screen that says Blogger in the upper left-hand corner, and about a third of the way down, it'll say new blog.
Yeah, I just put that.
Yeah, that's fine. New blog.
I just created it from that one down at the bottom.
So continue to Blogger?
Yeah, continue to Blogger. And it just uses my name from Google.
Yeah, enter your password. Yeah, we'll be able to delete everything we do. We're going to be able to delete everything we do right now, so please don't panic. Have fun. Nothing will be. Yeah. Now, when you get to after you hit new blog, a third of the way down, you see new blog.
Don't worry, you'll get one.
You get to another box that said blogs list, create a new blog. Now, the title of my blog, up on the chalkboard there, the difference between the address and the title is this. My title of my blog is Govs Love Books. Our mascot is Governors, okay? So you can have spaces between that and separate words. Your blog address, what you'll also be asked to select is written a little differently. So again, you're just being creative. You know, my favorite color is yellow and this is why. You know, we're just sort of, I'm just asking you to create a generic little blog. Something you're interested in. It can be a blog about your kids, or a blog about your family vacation, or your pets, or something. Just come up with a creative title to something, and then further down, it'll ask you to pick a template. So
Do
just
you
pick
put
one.
your own address in it?
No, your address will be created for you. You're just making up this part. You're making up this part from here to here.
Oh, okay.
This is what you personalize, and then blogspot.com is just automatically added after that.
Got it.
Don't panic. There you go. All right, now your address. You're just going to type in what you want. All about Greece, or Greece to me, or you know, whatever you want. The address is right. Is what's going to be attached. Is how somebody's going to find this blog. All you have to type in is this part, the Gov's Love Books. So for you, it might be, you know,
Whatever.
Greece 2016, or my heart. I left my heart in Greece, or something, you know, just however somebody's going to find your blog. Okay. I mean, you should be able to just continue blogger.
Thanks, Rich. Ken's getting me one.
First initial, last name.
Ken's getting me one.
New blog. There you go. So the title, you know, My Garden.
And I know how to do that. I use it at school. Here.
Thank you. Okay. I will grab it. Thank you.
Oh, I know. It's SCH over right?
Okay, so hit create blog. Then I would just, you're just gonna, no, you're just gonna put the part where it says Gov's Love Books. That's how somebody's gonna find it.
Is it gonna give me an issue because I'm signed in
So
somewhere else?
it could just be Spanish language. That's all gonna be all one thing put
I know how to
together.
do this. I use them at school and
Yeah, but you don't have to type in that part. It's gonna add that for you.
So just put in
Yep. Just delete all that.
No.
And then you see.
So it has to be the same as you. That's what I
It doesn't have to be the
yeah, I
same.
just have to get
No. Because my blog title is Gov's Love Books.
And you're
And it's separate, you know, it's just the title. So if you want, you know, Missile Briggs Room Lafayette, that could be your title. You know, but this is how people are gonna find your blog. You can change the title later, just go ahead and create the blog. Anything, you know, you can change your title later, you can change your address later, you know, we're just kind of putting something up there to get a feel for Blogger. Anybody stuck before we move on?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to put this. It does it for you?
See, it's not
I
right.
just
See, it
clicked
does
on
it
that.
for you?
Let me see if I can see that video.
I just need to log out of here probably because I'm already signed in on here. So it's probably not letting me.
Somebody's using it already, so you have to make it a little more personal. You know what I mean, you gotta, a couple people have gotten a message that their address is already being used, so it has to be something a little unique to you, or, so you just might have to try a second or a third time. Okay, now we're going to move to posting to the blog.
Sign out.
What I've done is I have written an article about our conference today that I want to post at the end of the day. And I'm using this as an example, okay, because you're going to do the same thing now with just a short little post that's related to the blog that you just created. So, no, you're fine.
That's really not bad.
On the
It's
post
because I'm
page,
signed
you're going to
in
click
here.
on the pencil at the top of the page to start a new post. You get to the post page by clicking on whatever's here. It might be the name of your blog. It might say my, oh,
I know. Yeah.
you click
Yeah,
here
I
to
signed out.
get to that. All right, and then when you click on the pencil, you should get a new page that's blank. You should get to a page that looks like this. Just blank, all right? Now, up at the top here where it says post title, that's going to be the title of this particular post or article. So again, use your imagination. You know, yours might say, first stop, Athens, or something like that. I'm using his example if he's trying to blog about Greece. Maybe his first post wants to be the first stop on a vacation. So create like a generic title for your post. And then underneath that, you know, just try and come up with 2 or 3 sentences that might be related to this particular post. And, you know, if you're not feeling it, then, you know, type something you have memorized or whatever, because we're just using it as an example of text to get up there. Because next we're gonna upload an image to our post. So here's the title. Now, just like on anything else, go back to my article that I've created. School City of Hammond's first e-learning day. So yours might look something like this, but it'll be you know, shortened because we're not writing that much right now. But every so often you might want to hit save. If you accidentally hit publish, it's not the end of the world. It will publish your blog, but since you're the creator, you could go back in and delete it, or you can go back in and edit it, all right? But every so often you might want to hit save. Sometimes Blogger will save on its own. You might see it move, okay? And if you hit preview, you'll see what this will look like once it's published. It'll say preview on the side, and you just kind of get a feel for your text placement and the length of your title. Yeah, it might be something that someone's picked already.
Probably, I already know. Probably.
What is Rachel? She just talked to me about, yeah, click on preview and see what it looks like.
Anybody need help?
Okay.
Anybody need help?
Like, I use on preview and I click back on the session, is it gonna take me?
I have a little room.
You can always click out of it.
How do you go back after you previewed it?
You just delete the preview. You can go up and delete the preview.
Oh,
Okay. This information up here works pretty much like a word processor, okay? A really cool feature is, you know, none of us likes to reinvent the wheel as teachers. So if you have information that's already been composed that you can copy and paste into a blog, you can, but you might have to use this little text formatting feature, and that takes any formatting that somebody else already put on their text. It kind of deletes it and gets rid of it, and then you can format the text the way you want. And because I didn't really need to do that, I'm going to go back and make it the way I originally had it. All right, so you should have something that kind of looks like that. You should have been able to preview it to sort of see what it looks like on the screen when I hit publish. And I'm just erasing the preview. So, and the instructions are there on that slide, which you'll have a copy of. Next thing we're going to do is insert an image. All right, and these are the instructions, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So these are for later. But this little icon up here, it's a little picture of an image. You'll click on that. Now what I usually do is, you know, if I take a picture with my cell phone and I email myself the picture, then I have to open up the picture and save it to, you know, my pictures on my desktop at school. If you're working in a Chromebook though, and you email yourself a picture and you open that link, then it's automatically on your Chromebook. So depending on what you're working on, either your desktop computer or your Google, you can still get the image, you just have to go about it a little differently. So I'm going to go back to my image upload. You get this screen, all right, and I'm going to choose a file. I took this picture in the first session and I emailed it to myself. I opened it and I saved it as a JPEG in my pictures file here. This should look familiar to you. And I'm uploading it. I select it and then I hit add selected. And it generically puts an image, it just automatically centers it. But when you publish it, you might not want it centered. So when you click on the image, it's going to give you some options. First of all, it's going to ask if you want it, you know, featured small size, medium size, extra large, okay, or large. I use a large and extra large a lot when I'm trying to feature a big group of people, like all the kids that participated in my poetry slam. That ended up being a large picture. But I'll keep this one medium for display purposes. And then it asks you, do you want to left justify it, okay, or right justify it? I'll pick left this time. I picked right in the morning. And then it also gives you the option to add a caption. And there's some text underneath it, and since I'm asking you to think off the top of your head, I will go ahead and try to do the same here, and I'll write a caption real quick here. Oh. If you want to try uploading a picture, you can. If you have a picture handy somewhere on your Chromebook or... Can't talk and type at the same time, so I'm going to have to be quiet for a second here. Now watch what happens. As I keep going, see what happens, and I know when I preview that, it's going to look really weird.
How do you copy?
Well, I'll just cut it off.
I'm sorry. How do you copy from a Chromebook? Like, I know you can't write with.
Two fingers.
Two fingers is right.
Or alt.
That all what?
Alt and the click, or two.
Okay, participants in the district's first e-learning day on June 6th at Morton High School practice blogging. All right, you can opt to leave your caption, you know, center justified if you want. I typically left justify my caption, so I will do that here. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Just, it's always good to save, right? We learned that from the early days. And then this is what it will look like. Here's my preview. As you can see, a picture or an image, something will enhance a blog post. If it's just text, it can get kind of heavy, you know, after a while, just text. So I usually try to find some kind of image to help me break up the text. Now, you can make your picture, you can make anything in your caption, and you can make any text in your post a link as well. Let me get rid of this one. Too many windows open. So let's say if I wanted somebody to be able to click on this picture. So I do that, I click on the picture and I want it to link to something, to another website maybe, or to a registration page for next year's conference or something. You know, you would just add the URL, hit OK, and then that picture will automatically link to it. Or you can select any text in your blog that you want to link. You know, maybe I wanted to link to our keynote speaker's web address. So I'm highlighting her name, and I hit link, and then I'm going to insert her web address, and then, you know, when I hit OK, then her name's going to look like a hyperlink. Questions so far?
If I use a picture that is not mine, how do I go back and like put their, like, whoever I got the picture from? Like, if I'm on the website, got a picture, and I want to give them credit for it, because it's not my personal picture.
Right.
How do I do that?
What I would do is I would do it in the caption.
Okay.
So here in the caption, she asked, you know, if I want to attribute the photo to the photographer, photo by Kelly. Okay, let's say I'm a photographer and I wanted to send people to my photography website, I would just link, or the web page, you know, or something like that, and wherever you want that to go, you could make the link there, but you're giving that person credit.
Yeah.
Or photograph by, you know, I would do that in the caption. You could also make a note at the end of your blog too, you know. Anybody need any help before we move, take another turn here, move on to gadgets?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have any pictures to add, click on from your webcam. Allow, and close, and you and I are going to be in this picture. Okay?
All right.
So, and we take a snapshot. Here we go. Here's one. Okay. Now she's got a picture. Who else needs a picture?
So now,
So now that's part of your Chrome.
okay,
So you're going to upload. Oh, actually, you should just be able to. You've got it highlighted. Add.
oh,
Add selected.
So if you save it, then you save it.
Just give it a chance. There you go. Now we're in there.
Right.
And if you click on it,
You know what? I just
then
saw
you
it.
can do all that stuff.
Okay,
Add a caption.
It automatically does it.
That's
It's just
classroom. Did she tell us to go to website?
she knows, she said to go to your Google account. And then where the videos are, yep, click that, hit more. And then even more,
Same thing.
from Google.
Close here, down here at the bottom.
Then scroll down,
Okay, so good night.
keep scrolling. Keep going, somewhere
There you
say
go.
under
Okay, I'm
social.
gonna be in everybody's
the
blog.
blogger
Who else
link.
needs a picture?
Yep,
Is that as far as she has?
This should be one of the options that you can select.
we started actually making a blog, now I don't know if I can remember how to get there.
Publish that. Great.
From your webcam. You have to give it permission. Click on allow. And then allow up there.
Yes. Then you
Hit
type.
close.
Well, you can grab it.
All right, and then take a snapshot. Anybody else? Anybody else need a picture? Did you have a picture, Ms. Jacobson?
Take one or.
That you can
No,
use?
we're a little behind, we're starting on time, so.
That's okay. So everybody's just created a pretend blog.
Okay,
So, you know,
doesn't matter.
your title can be whatever, you know.
Okay.
But your address is going to be, all you have to type in is how you want people to find your blog.
Okay.
From here to here. You don't have to type in this, and you don't have to type in this. It's going to do that for you. So kind of like your little tagline. Did everybody preview? Did you play with left justify, right justify? Did you add a caption? Pam could say, Kelly Hladek and I blogging. Yeah, okay. And you could say, photo by Frick in your caption. All right, so these are the written instructions, but to me it's easier just to show. Should we move on to the gadgets? Gadgets are exactly that. What do you think of when you think of gadgets? Well, like tools, kitchen, she says kitchen gadgets, but little things that, you know, are kind of fun, that maybe help you do something a little easier, or they're just kind of different little things that you can add to your blog. In my blog, and those are the instructions on how to find it, okay? Oh, that's a preview. In my blog, they're along the right-hand column. All these little things, even the picture of the school logo, I added with a gadget. The search box, I added with a gadget. They're just called gadgets, all right? This is a text box gadget where you can add some written information here. A follow by email gadget. This is featured post. This is insert an image and add a caption. So it kind of adds depth to your blog, so you're not just including posts. Important links. So I want the kids who look at our blog to be able to access the Library Media Center website like that, or the Hammond Public Library, you know. Then I have popular posts. So what Blogger will do is it'll take the posts that have been viewed the most times, and it'll automatically, you know, put them up there in the order that they're there. If somebody signs up to your blog right here, followed by email, if somebody puts in their email address and hits submit, every time that you add a blog post, they'll get a little email. You know, they'll say, Rena added a blog to her, or a post to her blog, and it'll have the title, and that's just another way that people can follow your blog. And there's also, you don't have to add all these, there's also an archive that you can add, a contact form. You know, if maybe somebody wants more information, a little bit more than just the email, you can add that. And this morning, somebody who was outside the district was in my session, so I asked her to send me her email address, and that's how she did it. She put her name and email in there and sent the message, please give me a copy of your presentation. So somebody can contact you that way.
Where do you find the gadgets?
All right, that's where we're headed.
Oh,
No,
I
that's
thought
okay.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. All right, so if you go back to,
Do we publish this first before we go do that, or?
if you want, you can. You can do that. You can kind of publish whenever. So if you want to hit publish, you can. I haven't published this yet, but if you click on, see off to the side where it says Girls Love Books, that's the title. All right? I'm clicking on that, and you get to this page. This is sort of like where you change, you know, you go to a different template here. This is the template that I selected because I like the books in the background, and this is what it looks like on my phone. And you know, if somebody puts in their email address, this is what the announcement will look like on their phone too. But you can, this is where you change your template. If you don't like the one you originally selected, you just swap it out for something different. Under layout is where you get the gadgets. So under layout is sort of like the skeleton of your blog, if you will. You know, like if all the clothes were taken off of your blog, this is what it would look like. So this is what my blog looks like. this is where my title is under the header, okay? And my, I don't have any gadgets here, so there's nothing there. And then this is where my blog posts are. And then this is where all of my gadgets appear. But notice you can add gadgets in different places. I could add a gadget there. I could add gadgets down here. I just haven't chosen to do that. All of my gadgets are down the side, the right side. So when you see my blog with its clothes back on, so to speak, then it looks like what I just showed you before, you know, with the pictures and everything. But if I wanted to add a gadget, then then they pop up, all right? And these are the ones that Blogger offers you. And some of these are in mine. Some of them aren't. I just, you know, haven't gotten around to trying something or whatever. And it's essentially trial and error. You know, you try one, then you preview it, see what it looks like. You don't like it, you go back in your skeleton, you take it out. Nothing's ever permanent. Or you might want to try something special for a particular time of year, followed by email. There's that one.
How do you get to that?
And if you want that, then you just add the plus sign. I'll go back and show you that one more time. So if I'm at my blog, you can go to design, you can reach it this way. Or, you know, you can reach it this way, my blogs, God's Love Books. There are several different ways of doing the same thing. And again, the only difference between me and you today is that maybe I've spent a little bit more time playing around with this. That's it, really. But if you go under layout, if you get to this page, this is like kind of your dashboard, you know, your Blogger dashboard here. If you go to layout, that's where you're going to get your skeleton of your blog, how your blog looks without it being pretty, where things are placed. And you can change the layout. If I wanted all my gadgets on the left side, I could change that. And then depending on where you want to put the gadget, so just you know, pick one of those links that says add a gadget. And okay.
This weird thing. Am I, yeah. They have their own.
Yeah, if you wanna.
So if you want to add a gadget, that's where you can find some gadgets. And then over here, here are some more gadgets that Google makes available. You know, if you want a link to, wrong way. You know, they got clock gadgets if you want the clock. Countdown gadgets if you're counting down to a particular. Wow, these are touchy, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. You can't touch them with anything hanging off of you either.
Without anything hanging off of me.
Like if your t-shirt accidentally touches
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it's really.
Scenes of Hawaii. Too bad there wasn't Scenes of Greece that you could click on. Somebody pick pictures of cute babies. Put that on your blog. Random pictures of cute babies. Somebody could try that. There's digital clock. You know, these are just some extra labels put on there, but the basic ones are right here. So you see them, you see my gadgets on the right side. That's what they look like, kind of in finished form. But when you go into that skeleton version I mentioned, this is what they look like, all listed there. Text gadget, I've got the image gadget, featured post gadget, linked list gadget, so you just grab one of those, add it to your pretend blog here. Now, I emailed the presentation to you, so it is possible for you to go into the presentation and go to this slide, which is close to the end. And if you click on this shortened link, it's going to take you to a Google Doc where it'd be fun to add our beginner blogs. Okay? Again, don't panic, you can delete this the minute you walk out. But if you want to add your blog address to mine or underneath mine, then we have a list of blogs, you know, just beginning blogs, you know. So this would take you to mine, but you've already seen that one. So it'd be nice, I know everybody's like in the middle of working and adding. But I'd like to give people a couple minutes to maybe add one there. Does anybody need any help?
Yeah.
I'll be there in a second.
How do you get? Oh.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay, so do you want it in the middle? Well, you click on the picture, and then you just change it left or right. You want to add a caption underneath it, you add a caption. Right here. Add a caption, first day of logging or something like that. Whenever you add an image, just a reminder, you need to put your cursor wherever you want that picture to fall. If you don't, it automatically puts it at the end of your blog, which
All right, Kelly, so you've posted this, you've created it, you've posted it, you've posted your blog. When somebody wants to view it, you give them that web address, they can view it. So you give it to your students, you give it to their parents, they can go in it, and whoever has that address can view it, correct?
yes,
If they don't have that address, they can't view it.
yes, and you can change the permissions. too.
Okay, and how do students then post on it as well? Can students post on it then as well?
Yes. So I'll switch gears here. Do that. So let's say, you know,
Is it when you're creating something they could? Okay.
Do they have to have an account to post on it?
You know, I'm going to say I don't think so. The only people who have posted to mine have been School City people. So, I mean, I'd have to really ask somebody to do that, but I think, but mine is public, so I'm thinking anybody who sees it should be able to post. But at the bottom of each post or each article, so let's say one of Rena's students wrote something up there and she wants the rest of the class to comment. All right, there's a, sorry, this is very touchy. There's that little pencil to add a post, enter your comment. And if I'm signed in as me, it's going to add my name and then sign out. Or publish and then sign out of there. So yeah, you know, students can comment.
So, but it's not, you don't have to publish it out to the world.
No.
You can just have it just for your class.
Yes, under settings, at the bottom of the, if you go back into your, under settings, you know, down in here is where you change things. Privacy, listed on Blogger, visible to search engines. Permissions, blog readers. Right now I just have it on public, but I could change that. and then I can edit it. Public, private, only blog authors, only these readers, and then you could change. Settings is where you would do all that. Likewise, after after today, if you go under settings and under other, this is where you delete the blog that you're playing with. Okay, so it's not permanent, you know. Under settings, the last option, under then you go under hit other, and then delete blog, you can delete it. So I just wanted people to just put something out there to get the feel for it.
Okay, so I tried to put a link on here and it's not showing up. It says helpful links. But it's not showing up, so that
That's in layout.
Number of items to show and list, like
Scroll
to,
down over here on the screen.
but it says we'd like to show our links.
And it's these.
Oh, right here.
Right here, you can add your gadget. Click that add a gadget.
Should come up, right?
go back and,
Click the words add a gadget.
type in like the
And
link,
then those are
the
gadgets
address of the link that you want them
Here
to.
it is, right here. So like, so I have it on there.
Like I added these.
Hit save.
to it.
So, and then you hit save there.
Again.
Okay, now go to your view blog.
No, that's where they can search your blog for specific titles.
Search box, is that?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
search
just
box.
first because it's the last thing I did.
Yeah.
So now if I want to change the position of those, got this.
From here.
I
Yeah,
can
you want to
change
search just this blog and not.
Yes.
I click.
So I
You
have
just push it
helpful
down.
links, so that's why it tells me that's. what I
Click in the
I just
darker
wanna
bar
search
and move it up and
yeah,
down.
there we go.
Okay,
And the links that are on
Angie's
Yeah.
doing something that's very helpful.
No,
You
gotta
can
go
move
down,
your
scroll
gadgets
down.
around,
Yeah, scroll back down.
And I'll demonstrate on mine. You know, if you click in this dark area, you can move your gadget up and down if you want it. You know, if you want it in pole position on your totem pole of gadgets, you want it up high, you can move them around. Thanks, Angie, that was a good catch.
If you, I always put 2 fingers on my click in, so I click with my
What I
left
put,
finger.
is this only working for that's
So I click it, you know, not in there, because that's gonna edit it. Just click in the white part of the box. Alright, now click with your left finger. Click with your left, or your left hand.
This is
click
what
it,
people will see
and
right
then
now if
move
they
it.
get your
Click
page.
and hold.
Okay.
You might want to play
And
with
then
the width
move it.
of your post. You can change the width of your
So then
post,
you can move it
or,
somewhere in there.
you know,
where
you just
add it somewhere differently.
When I tried to put
I always
a
click down in this
different
corner, but
layout, then it didn't look like this.
yeah. If you pick a different layout, it could affect your settings. So. Again, the big difference between me and you is I've just spent a little time playing around on this. To me, the hardest thing about blogging, I will level with you, is keeping up with it. Is maintaining it. Is adding that next post. Is keeping it current. Is, you know, what's that next thing I want to post? That to me is the hardest part about blogging. This part is just spending a little time, getting to know what happens when I hit this button, or what happens when I move this over. That's kind of the fun and playful part. But the thing about blogging is if you want it to be an ongoing blog, then you do have to pay some attention to it. You do have to get the next blog up there. If it's a temporary blog that lasts maybe a semester, then you would post that somewhere in your description of the blog. The spring 2016 semester blog, for Miss Hladek's class, and then it's pretty clear that this is going to end at the end of May, and I'm not obligated to keep it up. But to me, that's the trickiest part of blogging. It's like having a newspaper column. You're not let off the hook. If you've got a weekly column, you got to crank out something, or your boss is going to be, a little upset.
So what do you just set aside like Friday, that's when you do it, if you don't have any.
Yeah, whenever you've got a couple of hours. I started with that template because it had a book in the background. As time goes on, maybe I'll choose something a little different, but I might choose to put a gadget someplace else. Where did we leave off here? Do we get any takers? Nobody's added their blog? Anybody want to show it, just on the screen?
It just said preview, it didn't say you could add anything. I tried to add it, but I couldn't add it.
Okay, let me know.
I mean, you can't edit, you can't add anything to your page. It says only preview. You
Oh.
can't add anything, that's why I couldn't put it up.
Oh. Change the permissions, huh?
I did show it.
No.
I mean,
I thought it-
If it doesn't say view only.
Yeah, it's in editing.
Does it say view only? Click editing if it doesn't say that on the top of your.
That's viewing, but I have it on editing. Has anybody else tried and didn't have any luck?
I don't know how to get.
Did you pre-register for the session? Because I emailed so it should be in an email, or you can type this in.
No, I'm talking about to add my blog.
Yeah, this is on one of the slides.
Oh, okay.
This is right here. So if you click on this little, I guess if you type this in, you should be able to get to it too. But if you click on that, then you get to blogging for beginners. Did that happen to somebody else also, or just?
It's on the slide.
It says view only.
It's on the slide.
View only.
And then you can add your post
I see you up there.
Yeah, you can when it's view only. And sometimes you can't go back and fix it either, you have to repost it. So go click on share. Okay, and it says can edit, so copy your link and do it again.
So if I got this one.
Then put it,
Okay.
But I shortened this.
oh, well, you know what, I never do that. It didn't work for me when I shortened it. I always kept a long one in there when I did it for my students.
But this is the way it should be. This is what I put it. I know, there wasn't any options. It was like, the choices. I don't know why.
Okay, here's another version of it. Try clicking on the second version. That's not shortened.
I know.
We'll try that. Time is of the essence here. I hope that works. The next 3 slides are resources. Okay, some of the links are more philosophical, like why bother blogging or the purposes of blogging. This is the link that I had earlier, the word platform, that the man compares the different blogging platforms for readers so that you can pick which one you think will work best for you. Anybody familiar with Richard Byrne? He has the free Technology for Teachers website blog. He also does something similar. He compares the platforms. Tina Wallert's got a Pinterest page where it's devoted to nothing but blogging. All right, the University of Wisconsin Stout has rubrics that teachers can use if they assign their students a blog that you can kind of tweak and make it work for your particular assignment.
You said the first one was Richard Byrne?
He's on the second slide right here, Richard Byrne, seven blogging platforms, so you would click on that link. William Ferreter makes frequent appearances at technology conferences, and his infographic is now like iconic, at these kind of conferences, because it reminds us what the real purpose of technology is, and it's not that kids learn how to do a blog, which kind of happens along the way. But it's to do everything in the right side. You know, blogging is one of many digital tools that are available to kids today and to teachers, you know, for the teaching learning process. And blogging, I think, can accomplish all of those right answers. That's what we really want kids to be able to do with technology. The technology is just the tool to get there. But I don't know if some of you have seen that. Trying the poll gadget. If you go back to my blog and you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the gadgets, there's a poll there. Should refresh my page. That's a preview. Too many pages open. It's another gadget that can be added. This is an example of a large picture. When I had a lot of people to feature, I just made it as big as I can.
She was one of mine in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Very talented poetry.
So there's just a little poll gadget that enables people to, you know, you can have students comment on something. You know, I just titled it, "How helpful was today's session?" And then, you know, you can pick a, you can scroll to the right to see the results. I don't know why it's that color. My first question was, or my first option was, you know, very helpful. I learned enough about blogging to get started and try blogging on my own. The second one was helpful. If I can get up the nerve, I just might try blogging. Because again, you're sort of putting yourself out there. The third one was somewhat helpful. I'm still trying to decide whether or not blogging is for me. And then the fourth one was just help, exclamation point, I'm overwhelmed. So if you can pick one, as you can see, 36% of the people who have responded so far, of 19 people who responded, 36% feel pretty confident that they could do this on their own. 47% feel like, you know, oh, okay, I kind of got a feel for this, kind of got the hang of this, and you know, maybe if I mull it over a little bit more, I could try it again, and then they go from there. So that's just an example of another gadget you can temporarily put on there. And so if after today, you know, I don't need my gadget anymore, you just go in, there it is down here, poll gadget, edit, remove, and it's gone. Remove and save, and it's gone. So after today, you know, I may opt to do that, and you can just get rid of it.
Thank you, Phil.
Nobody else was able to add to the sheet, huh?
No.
Well, I
It said view
apologize.
only.
It was you only.
It said view only.
Even the longer one?
Did you do this as an assignment
Mm-mm.
or anything like that? That's really weird.
Yeah, I apologize. So that's something that, you know, I've got to make sure it doesn't happen again, kind of thing. But if you want to try that, and if you want to show your blog, I'm happy to demonstrate on your screen. And one more time, if you want to erase what you did, all right, you know, you just go back into your layout. Once you're signed in, you can hit that. You can also get to new posts that way too. Oh, sorry, settings, other, delete blog. So Once it's gone, though, it's gone. So you gotta make sure that you're ready to do that. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Feel free to email me with
And I
your
logged out.
questions.
I logged out.
Okay, I will do that for you.
Thank you.
We're still.
Kelly, where does the